YB stays on your neck.
Stays on my neck.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. So you can see on your screen now, Anthony, a la Cash Cow Joshua, has, in my opinion at least, taken a shot, or has at least responded to Andy, Margin Boo, looking motherfucker, Ruiz. Now let me give you some history, just in case some of you aren't up to date on the whole chronology of the situation. So, on the 4th of June, as you can see on your screen now, Anthony Joshua posted a video on his social media, working on the treadmill, doing some drills. I've already critiqued that video. I didn't think it was particularly that good. Anyway, that video was put out. AJ's minding his business, doing what he's doing, training, whatever, preparing for the rematch. And Andy Ruiz, out of nowhere, unprovokingly took it upon himself, went out of his way to quote tweet the video, and all he put in there was a robot picture, essentially saying AJ looks like a robot. And this was on the 5th of July, as you can see on your screen. Sorry, not June, July. Now, AJ, 5 days later, has posted a similar training video, but this time has said, you know what they say, he who laughs last laughs hardest, hashtag stay hungry. But this is why I'm thinking it's a direct response, because the first thing is, if you look at the intensity of the initial video which Ruiz responded to, it's pretty much, it's all that low, it's low level and whatnot. But then, this new latest video, AJ's really going for it, or there's definitely a change in pace. So it looks to me as if AJ said, you know what, Margin Boo, that was my easy work. That was the light thing there. If you want to know what thing you was getting, that was the robotic thing, yeah. This new thing, check this thing out I got for you. This is the new smoky thing. This is the thing you're finna get in November, December time. And he showed him. You can hear his voice. Probably you hear the snare on it. It needs to be that. That's what I'm telling AJ. It needs to be the snarey thing. All moving forward, pure move forward. Be on top of him, and you'll notice as well. Just quickly. Before I go on with that, when you're on top of fighters, people like Ruiz ain't used to being pushed back. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson couldn't fight going backwards, and that's how you have to fight these kind of fighters. Look at Evander Holyfield versus Tyson. He beat Tyson because he got on top of him, and Tyson didn't like it. AJ, he's big. Look at the size of him. Look at them tree trunk legs and that thick ass neck you got. March forward, hands raised in the air, in the middle of the ring, and point to the centre of it and see what's popping there. You're the bad man. You're 4 out here, yeah? That little fat dude ain't nothing. In fact, scrap the middle of the ring, raise your hands in the air, and march forward to his side of the ring and push him into his own corner and let him sit there for a hot minute. That's what needs to be happening. Pure moving forward. See how he likes it. Bully the bully. That's how you have to bully the bullies. That's how it works. Anyway. And also, the other thing you'll notice with them small march forward head movement fighters, they need space to get their shots off. And you'll notice that. Look at Sean Porter. Sean Porter don't understand space and distance. He smothers all of his work. He literally stands on top of his opponents and he hip rolls all of his shots. He don't get the leverage on them. Ruiz, however, because AJ was moving backwards, he was giving Ruiz the perfect distance and the perfect timing to just be able to tee off on him. When you fight these smaller fighters, if you get on top of them, they smother their work. Their shots aren't as hard. Their shots aren't as fast. And you can see everything coming. The worst thing AJ was doing was moving backwards, stumbling backwards, and then it's like you're lining yourself up perfectly. In them times when you're under pressure, it's actually better to be closer to your opponent. Be closer to them. Put your head on your chest, hands up, and actually just fall into them. That's what you're better off doing. Because you can't generate power. When someone's on top of you, they can't generate power. If AJ'd put his chin on his chest, put his hands up like earmuffs, Murat Gassiev versus Usyk style, and literally just marched forward, or stumbled forward, that would have been better than stumbling back and giving Ruiz all the space and time in to get his shots off anyway. You're much better being on top of someone than you are literally lining yourself up for the chopping block. Seriously, moving backwards is no good. Give him all the space, all the time. If you get hurt, you're actually better off knowing where the guy is in front of you, because he's going to hit you anyway. Why would you want to give him space and time for? Just get on top of him, and it's not a natural thing to do, to be fair. It doesn't really make sense. You think, oh well, he's hitting me, let me get away, but you're not going to get away, because when the minute you start stumbling backwards, that gets his cock rock hard. He starts thinking, oh, it makes you look sweet. You're better off falling forward than you are falling backwards. Anyway, there's a lot of things going into this rematch that AJ needs to take the power from. He needs to. I don't care what no one says. People say, oh, it don't matter how you go in the ring. I believe it does matter how you go in the ring. He needs to go into this ring nasty. Really hating Ruiz. All these little things. People can say, oh, it's not a big deal, it's only fighting. Yeah, but take them and harness them and give it to him. And make sure it is one of them ones. You know what they say, he who laughs last, laughs hardest. Make sure you are laughing hardest, because you weren't last time. Yeah? And all of this, in my opinion, we're going to know. I'm not sure when they're going to do their first press conference. In fact, the fight hasn't even signed yet. But I'm hoping, in the first press conference they do, I'm really hoping AJ's demeanour changes. I'm hoping we get more of the Jarrell Miller kind of route of things. Because at this point, all the little digs that Ruiz has been sending out, like the other day on the interview talking about, and all he can do is run, and Joshua can't box, he's not good at boxing, speed, my man, my company, all his business. He's been giving it out, and what bugs me is, when not a lot of the time you have two fighters who go back and forth, but AJ's been nothing but respectful and humble to Majin Buu. So why is Majin Buu taking it upon himself, and he's rolling like a bad man now? I exposed it yesterday already. His own trainers come out and said, listen, Andy Ruiz needs to stay humble. He needs to keep his eye on the prize. Now, that's his own coach, who's been with him for God knows how many years, and he's seen the changes here. And I'm not even hoping. In reality, I want the best Ruiz to turn up, but I'm not too sure. This guy, he just seems a little too gassed. You see him now, he's at all the big football games, enjoying himself. There's not that much time, you know. There's really not. How long have we got? 4 months, I think it is. 4 months ain't a lot of time at all. Especially not when you're some big fat little dude like he is. I know everyone will say, oh well, the big fat little dude beat him last time. You got to remember. And honestly, I believe you Ruiz fans are in a whole world of trouble. Just make sure, all you fly-by-night fans that have jumped on that Ruiz bandwagon, when AJ steamrolls this dude, yeah, all I'm hoping is you man stay the same. Don't come jumping the bandwagon again. Because I know there was enough of you, man. There was enough certain man there who have suddenly disappeared and turned into Ruiz fans. My comment section used to be full of AJ's cocksuckers. Full of them. Everywhere. Now all of a sudden all I see is, you see these snidey ass comments. Well, it didn't happen last time. Oh yes, the fat boy beat AJ last time. Listen, you guys best hope. You guys best hope there wasn't a conspiracy. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks to me, AJ and his team, in my opinion, they know something we don't. One way or the other. Whether it was set up to build hype, whether it was set up to, whether he weren't right in the ring. Something doesn't seem right to me. Everyone's been saying it. All the pro fighters have been saying, wait there, why is AJ... No one can work out why he's jumping straight back into this rematch. Now, I guess there are commercial reasons, and for the belts and whatnot, but still, after that kind of performance, a lot of people are saying, do not take this rematch. If that's the true difference between AJ and Ruiz, he shouldn't be taking that rematch, and I agree, but I don't think that is the difference. I think if we get an average AJ in there, Ruiz gets splattered, just like the bookies had it before the fight. Does that make sense? Look at what you're dealing with here. Ruiz ain't got no power. Do you get that? He's got no power at all. None at all. Them same shots, and everyone's been saying it, them same shots, AJ's been hit with them many times before by harder punchers. Ruiz had a harder fight against Dimitrenko, who just got knocked spark out by what's his name, Tony Yoka. To be fair, Yoka's pretty decent, but still, Ruiz he's got no lead in his hands. Who is he hurt? Didn't put Joseph Parker down. Dylan White put Joseph Parker down. That same shot, AJ took it and laughed at him, marched forward. I'm just saying, I really hope we get a menacing performance. And he needs to harness all this energy. He's just come back from Nigeria. Harness that force and go in there and be menacing. But how you have to do it in a fight, when you see AJ giving his belts out, it's not just me that said this. Many fighters have said this as well. That you have to create. It takes time. Oh, what? Let me start again. When you go into a fight, you can't just. Or a lot of people. Some people have speculated saying, "Oh, it's alright. AJ can be nice all the time because he turns it on in the ring." And until last time, that was true. Until that last fight, you could argue that. You could say, "Yeah, you know what? He knows how to turn it on." But over time, I believe, or bottom line is, based on that last performance, that's waned. Look how he started the fight. Was that a confident man? Was that an aggressive man? Was that a dude doing what he normally does? No. And I believe what's happened is he's got too involved in the other things, and he's forgot he's actually got to go in there and fight. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a dude who got in there, who'd just been pulled out the nosebleeds and told, you know what, AJ's not having a good day, put you in the ring. That's what it looked like. It looked like a man who's never boxed before in there. It looked like a man who didn't know really what he was meant to be doing in there. And I think part of that, potentially, is this whole mindset business. It's too relaxed, it's too nicey. It's too, oh yeah, take the belts, oh yeah, cool. I remember AJ saying when he got showed his belts, he said, oh yeah, do you want to bring your family up as well? No, they're your damn belts. The only way he gets them is if he beats you, which eventually did. But my point is, it should be clear, once the fight's over, you can kiss all the babies, you can shake all the hands, but before that, it should be a straight, I'm a 6'6" bad motherfucker. And I know you AJ fans will say, oh, he's humble, so humble. You don't enjoy that, I don't. I think it's a bit weird, I do personally. I just don't understand it. I get it, if he's fighting someone like Povetkin, I completely understand it. I really do. I really understand being respectful and being calm. But this Andy Ruiz cat, he deserves the work. And in fact, not only because of the things he's said, actually, scrap all that rubbish. Andy Ruiz deserves the menacing behaviour because of what he did to you in that ring. Does that make sense? It's like being at school and you get whooped. I just can't see how you can look at that guy in the face the next day and be friendly with him. You got to hold a real grudge against him. So as I said, we're going to see real quick in this press conference, or when it fight gets signed and we have a press conference, we're going to know, or I'm going to know at least, what thing we're dealing with. I just don't feel the whole niciness. I think I'm done with that for this particular fight now. You've lost. Not only lost, you lost in a pitiful way, very embarrassing. The man can't punch. Simple. The man cannot punch, and he put you down 4 times because you ran out of gas. So I'm just hoping the training team know what they're doing. AJ knows what he's doing, and go in there. And if anything, you know what? Even if you can't get yourself in cardiovascular shape, if you only got 4 rounds, make sure them 4 rounds count. Don't spend the first. This is what happened last fight against Ruiz. You know what, AJ? If you and your team can't get you in shape for 12 rounds, at least give us 4 good rounds. At least give us 4 menacing rounds. Last time, you went in there and you spent 3 rounds running backwards. You wasted your best 3 rounds going backwards in the wrong direction. So like I say, the best thing is, I'm not confident McCracken can get you in shape, if I'm honest. But I just pray and hope that McCracken, if he's not going to give him a full tank of cardio, which he can't, he's proven he can't time and time again, I'm just hoping he puts him in there and says, listen AJ, I'm a crap trainer, I can only give you 4 rounds, so let's make them 4 rounds really count. Because in my opinion, if AJ goes in there with 4 rounds in 10, Ruiz is finished anyway. He's finished. You saw AJ on his worst day. Put him down. Ruiz looked like he saw a ghost. Ruiz got that ghostly power. He looked shocked. Look at his eyes. He goes, he didn't know what hit him. That's the facts of the matter. Now he wasn't disoriented. I don't know what he was. All I'm saying is AJ gave him that ghostly power. He didn't know what hit him. If we're truthful with ourselves here, let's be honest now. Look at Ruiz's eyes. He's like, he was shocked.com. Anyway, I'll keep this video short. Bottom line is, menacing. And people say, "Oh, YB, say the same things all the time." Someone's got to do it. I don't see no one else coming out. You got other people saying, "Oh no, YB, no. Oh, AJ needs to box. Oh yeah, AJ needs to box." AJ don't need to box. AJ needs to go in there. And when I say he don't need to box, what I mean is, of course, he needs to use his jab and his 1-2, but them jabs and 1-2s need to be moving forwards, like he's always done. Look at the Parker fight. People suck that fight off. In the Parker fight, every jab, he was moving forward with it. Every 1-2, he was stepping forward, looking to get on the inside, and every time he got on the inside, the ref split it up. My point is, that's the same fight. It needs to be a devilish jab, a devilish right hand, and then show Ruiz what it's like on the inside, because before the fight I was telling everyone there's no way Ruiz can stand with AJ on the inside. 2-2, he's coming into the fight. AJ's got this jab where he'll jab to the body and then step out with it. Does that make sense? Normally AJ would stand there, step in with a jab, and then be on the inside or be close to the target, constantly moving forward. This time he'd step into with a jab to the body with a low lead hand, and then step back again. What the fuck? As if it was like a little trying to like that Floyd Mayweather style, that like point scoring jab, point scoring and step back. No, you need to be stepping through with it. Get on top of him, because the bottom line is, and this is what people don't understand about boxing, Ruiz is going to be coming forward anyway. It's much better to get on the inside on your own terms. Does that make sense? As an example, in boxing, you're much more able to control the pace of the fight and control the certainty of the fight if you're the one getting on the inside first. Does that make sense? The worst thing in boxing to be is be the one being chased. And we know Ruiz is coming forward. So what I don't get is, why not match him with that? The worst thing, and we already know, AJ does not fight well under pressure. AJ likes to be the guy pressuring. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's just how some fighters are. As an example, Fury's the opposite. Fury loves to be pressured. But it's horses for courses. AJ's like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson can never fight on the back foot, could he? Every time he lost, in fact, it was because he got backed up. And I think AJ's the same, I'm sorry. And they're trying to turn him into somebody he ain't. AJ needs to meet Ruiz in the middle of the ring. At least then he knows what he's dealing with. The worst thing to happen is, if AJ's moving backwards, he's uncertain at that point. He doesn't, put it this way. Does AJ look comfortable moving backwards to you? Did he? Did he ever look comfortable? So some fighters like Fury or whatever, he's used to moving back, hanging on the rope, slipping, sliding, shoulder rolling and whatnot. Some fighters are. AJ's not, and unfortunately, he hasn't got a training team to give him them skills, especially not in 4 months. From McCracken and even in after training sessions, yeah? If he ain't learning, my point is, in the last 5 years, whatever skills AJ has now, they're the skills they need to be working on going forward. There's no good trying to learn a shoulder roll in 4 months. With McCracken, who don't even know about the shoulder roll, to be honest. There's no point trying to learn a low lead hand when you ain't never done that before. And clearly, you tried it in the Povetkin fight, you got away with it. You tried it in the Ruiz fight, and you got murked. Both hands up, chin down a bit, and keep it tight. Elbows in. You know what I'm saying? Keep it tight. None of this low. Get that hand up right. I'd rather have it stuck to your head. Murat Gassiev style. Put them earmuffs on. Anyway. Move forward, devastating. And even in some of these AJ training videos, he's moving back too much. In fact, I'd rather AJ literally only move forward. That's what I'd rather in this fight, because at least you know where Ruiz is. When you're moving backwards, he's going to be all over you, and you're not relaxed enough. You're not trained enough. You're not IQ'd enough to be able to sit there and catch. Because to be fair, well, anyway, let me end this video now. That's the bottom line, man. Devastating, menacing. The whole build-up needs to be menacing. You need to be building up to a climax of pure devastation and pure ferociousness for 4 rounds. Yeah, if you can't get in 10 rounds, 12 rounds straight, that's fine. Give us 4. Don't let me see you backing up for 4 rounds and then get clipped anyway. That would be truly embarrassing, and you'll be getting it. I'm telling you now. If AJ runs backwards and gets clipped, I don't want he tried to box. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all, because he's never been that kind of fighter. Don't come trying to tell me, he needs to learn how to box. He needs to learn how to box. He's never been that kind of fighter. Show me a fight he's ever ran backwards and won. In fact, show me a fight he's ever ran backwards. The Ruiz fight was the first down one and he got murked.